Dan Richardson again at the Chapel of the North Hills, and we are continuing our 40-day challenge on reading the Bible about the topic of prayer. Today is the 19th day of our challenge, so I'm glad you're sticking with it. This week, we are going to peruse the Bible's several instructions on prayer, things that the Bible is teaching us on how to do it. So, the first spot we hit starts in the Sermon on the Mount. So Matthew chapter 6, verses 5 through 8 reads like this. Whenever you pray, you must not be like the hypocrites, because they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on street corners to be seen by people. Truly, I tell you, they have their reward. But when you pray, go into your private room and shut your door and pray to your Father who is in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you. When you pray, don't babble like the Gentiles, since they imagine that they will be heard for their many words. Don't be like them, because your Father knows the things that you need before you ask him. So as Jesus approached this topic of prayer in the Sermon on the Mount, Sermon on the Mount, by the way, is chapter 5 through 7 of Matthew. When he began this, he used this preface as a template, which we call the Lord's Prayer. Now, don't skip the instructions and go straight to the model. The Lord's Prayer is the model, and these are the instructions for how to build the model. So read the instructions. We are given in here 2 negative instructions and 1 positive one right there in the middle. The negative instruction is first. Don't be seen praying. Or don't pray to be seen praying, I should say. No one needs to know that you're praying. No one needs to know how religious you are. If you're talking to God just so that people will know, hey, he talks to God, then you might as well not ask God for anything, because you've already received what you really want, and that is for people to notice you. Then the positive instruction. Pray in private. Now, of course, prayer can be done publicly. Jesus prayed publicly sometimes. We are encouraged to pray together. The churches in the book of Acts prayed together all the time. But these can't be the only times that you pray. You need to have times of prayer that are you and God only. And then we close with another negative instruction. Don't pray by filling the space with meaningless words. This is not a term paper with a required word count where you just have to babble on until you get the certain number and you can turn it in. You shouldn't try to memorize a prayer and then repeat it so often that you're not paying attention to what you're saying yourself. God is not impressed by your vocabulary. God is not impressed by the length of your prayer. You don't need to give God any information. So he sees your heart and he knows what you need. So don't pray to impress anybody. Don't pray to impress God. And pray instead to express your heart to God. Be blessed.